This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Okay, you may recall I did a video a couple of weeks ago about what started out as my 5 favourite Christmas tunes, but I couldn't narrow it down to 5, so I made it me 10 favourites. And one of the songs on the list was Merry Christmas Everybody by Slade, and I got a bit of a request in the comments section, could I do a theory breakdown of that song? So that's what we're doing today. The thing about this song is it's not really your typical Christmas song. It was the Christmas number 1 in 1973 in the UK, but unlike many other Christmas hits, it doesn't contain all of the usual Christmas cliches. There's no children's choir on this recording, there's no sleigh bells to be heard, and there's no mention of the nativity in the lyrics. And it was actually written and recorded, I believe, in the height of summer, July 73. It was written by bass player Jim Lee, that you can see there, and vocalist Noddy Holder. And it's the song that apparently, according to Noddy, gives him 3 months in the Bahamas every year, because it remains a staple of Christmas playlists to this day. Certainly in the UK it does. I'm not sure how much of a hit it was outside the UK, so if you're not familiar with the song, I've put a link to it down in the description. So, without further ado, let's take a little bit of a look at the chord sequence that the song is based on and how it works and what sort of theory is going on in that chord sequence. You might just learn something.
The intro.
Right, let's get cracking by looking at the intro of the song. It goes like this. And those chords are the ones you can see there. B flat. Then the bass note drops down to an A, then down to a G, you could call that a G minor 7 I guess, and then down to an F, and then we have D sus4 to a D major. So what's going on with those chords then? Well, the majority of the time we're on a B flat chord with the bass note just walking down a B flat major scale. But it kind of makes a bit more sense to think in terms of it being in the relative minor key of B flat, which is the key of G minor. And if we look at the chords in the key of G minor, you can see you've got G minor, then an A diminished or minor 7 flat 5, B flat major, C minor, D minor, E flat, and F, and then come back round to G minor again. So those are the chords that you would get if you were thinking in terms of G natural minor, which has the notes of G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, and F in there. But we have different types of minor key. We've also got the harmonic minor key. And G harmonic minor, basically all you do is you take that F note and raise it up a semitone to F sharp. Like that. And then the impact that that has on the chords, well, most notably the D minor chord, there's a D minor, which has an F note in it. Raise that F note up to an F sharp, as you would for the harmonic minor, and you get a D major chord, which, there you go. That's how come we've got a D major chord in that intro chord sequence. It all makes perfect sense when you view it in those terms. So the interesting thing is that D major chord is also, as you can see, in the key of G major, which is where we're heading next.
The verse.
Okay, let's take a look at the verse chord sequence. It goes like this. So that's the verse chord sequence. Let's have a look at it right here. The first two lines, that 2 bars of D that's at the end of the first 2 lines, there's various different things that they do with that throughout the song. I played it there with like D sus4, like that, to a D major, and that happens I think on the first verse, something like that, and then subsequent verses they basically play D sus D to D sus2 to back to D, and then extend your little finger up here to make it a D5 chord. So you get something like that. And, you know, nothing really, out of the ordinary there. If we look back again at the chords in the key of G major, you can see that all of those chords that are in that verse chord sequence come from the key of G major. There you go. So it's just a straight ahead G major chord sequence, and nothing really kind of complicated in the verse chord sequence. But we have some fun and games in the next part of the song.
The chorus.
Okay, the chorus part of the song. Here it goes. It goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's what's going on in the chorus. Let's have a look at the chord sequence. So you can see we've got G, B minor, B flat and D. These are the chords that are in the chorus. So we've got that B flat chord cropping up again. So you can kind of think of it as, okay, so we know that B flat is coming from the key of G minor. We kind of saw that on the intro. But there's another explanation for what's going on here, and it stems from something that's called, excuse me, I've got it written down here, a chromatic mediant modulation. There's the chords in the key of G major again, and usually we tend to think of these as the 1 chord, the 2 chord, the 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. But there are other names for these chords as well. The 1 chord is also known as the tonic. The 2 chord is the supertonic. The 3 chord is the mediant. The 4 chord is often called the subdominant. The 5 chord is the dominant. The 6 chord, the E minor here, is the submediant. And the 7 chord, the F sharp diminished, is known as the subtonic chord. So chromatic mediant modulation, what is that all about then? Well, if we go to the mediant chord, which is the B minor, and I can just basically play a slimmed down version of that B minor there using just these 3 notes. I've got my root note, my 3rd and my 5th. So that is a B minor chord. All we do when we play that version of B minor is we're just filling up the strings with, repetitions of these 3 notes. So what happens in a chromatic mediant modulation is we keep the 3rd, which is the D, we keep that the same, but we drop the other 2 notes by a semitone, which, that's a B flat chord. So that is, a nice little trick there. Songwriters have used it since time immemorial, really. Just take the mediant chord in the key, and essentially all you got to do is move down a semitone and make it major. That's in effect what you're doing. And just that D note there on top. Oops. It's something that you see in Beatles songs, in ABBA songs, in ELO, Queen, and obviously here a Slade song. So that's what's going on in the chorus chord sequence. Basically G major with a chromatic mediant modulation. So there you go. Let's move on to the final part of the song.
The bridge.
Right, this is the bridge section of the song, where it goes like this. So let's have a look at the chord sequence we've got there. You can see D minor and B. There's the B flat coming in again. Yeah, so we've seen these chords before, the D minor and the B flat. They are basically in the key of G minor. There you go, D minor and B flat. So we're sort of moving back to, we're doing that sort of thing where we're kind of going between the major key G major and the minor key G minor here. Just with those two chords. It's just a way of going off on a little bit of a tangent in the middle of a song. It's called modal interchange, or you can call it borrowed chords, or there are various other names for it. Basically, going to the parallel key. If you're in G major, borrow some chords from the key of G minor. And then you can see we have the C and the D chord, the 4 and the 5 chord, or the subdominant and dominant chord from the key of G. Which, you know, just take us back out of the bridge, back into the key of G again for the next verse. So that's basically what's going on in the song, in this, you know, 70s Christmas classic that has become, you know, a staple of radio station playlists ever since, when was it, 1973. So now you know what's going on in the song. Go and have some fun with it. So there you go, that's what's going on in the song, and up on my Patreon page there's the address, and the link is in the description. As always, you will find a full chord chart for that song, and you know, all of the chord diagrams that you need to have a play of this song over the festive period if you so wish. It's only $3 or £2.50 a month, and you get access to all of these other bits and pieces that go along with these YouTube lessons. I want to say a massive thank you to everybody who supports me in that or any of the other ways, all of which are linked down in the description. Usually at this point in the video I say don't forget about the live stream on Friday, but there isn't one this Friday, it being Christmas Eve. I'm doing other things. There is a video going up at the usual time, 5 PM UK time, and I am having a live stream on Christmas Day, 11 AM UK time, so we can basically have a beer together and wish each other Merry Christmas and compare notes on what Santa may or may not have brought us. Love to see you there if you can make it. But that is pretty much it for today, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves. Stay well. Stay safe. Have a very Merry Christmas. And above all, stay sane. Bye for now.